What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics, and today we got a song reaction to Bobbie Gentry's Ode to Billie Joe, a classic track that I had never even heard of until our friend and longtime supporter of the channel, Becca, brought it to us. Becca, thank you for all that you do. Appreciate you and appreciate all the patrons who make this channel go. If you want to support us in any way, check out the Patreon link below. So Bobbie Gentry, I feel like I should have known who she was. I'd never even heard of her. She ended up having 11 top 40 singles and 4 singles in the top 40 of the UK singles chart. She's married several times. She married Bill Harrow when he was 58. She was only 27, the casino magnate. That lasted about 5 months, but she didn't have a long career. She was done in 1980, basically. Had some Grammy nominations, had some Academy of Country Music Award nominations, did some stuff with the great Glenn Campbell. Well, let's dive into the song a little bit. It went to #1 within 3 weeks of its release, stayed #1 for 4 weeks, was the #3 song of the year on Billboard magazine in 1967. 8 Grammy noms, resulting in 3 wins for Gentry, and also was named one of Rolling Stone's top 500 songs of all time. The song itself, which I said I've never heard unless I hear a part of it, maybe it's been in a movie or something, takes the form of a first-person narrative performed over sparse acoustic accompaniment though with strings in the background. It tells of a rural Mississippi family's reaction to the news of the suicide of Billie Joe McAllister, a local boy to whom the daughter and narrator is connected. The song concludes with the demise of the father and the lingering singular effects of the 2 deaths on the family. According to Gentry, the song is about basic indifference, the casualness of people in moments of tragedy, because I guess when this came out, everyone's wondering why he killed himself. There's all this stuff that I read, and she just kind of said, you know, there's not really one reason. She never really commented specifically to it. Now, according to some sources, the original writing of this was handwritten, and it was 11 verses and ran 8 minutes, telling more of Billie Joe's story. When the record exec heard the song, he knew it should be a hit single. He knew he had to cut it, so they cut it basically in half. And the draft of this song is in the University of Mississippi archives. So that is quite the buildup for this song. Thank you, Becca, for pointing this thing out to us, and let's give it a listen.
It was the 3rd of June, another sleepy, dusty Delta day. I was out chopping cotton and my brother was baling hay. And at dinner time we stopped and walked back to the house to eat. And Mama hollered at the back door, y'all remember to wipe your feet. And then she said, I got some news this morning from Choctaw Ridge. Today Billie Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Papa said to Mama as he passed around the black-eyed peas, well, Billie Joe never had a lick of sense. Pass the biscuits, please. There's 5 more acres in the lower 40 I got to plow. And Mama said it was a shame about Billie Joe anyhow. Seems like nothing ever comes to no good up on Choctaw Ridge. And now Billie Joe McAllister's jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Brother said he recollected when he and Tom and Billie Joe put a frog down my back at the Carroll County Picture Show. And wasn't I talking to him after church last Sunday night? I'll have another piece of apple pie. You know it don't seem right. I saw him at the sawmill yesterday on Choctaw Ridge. And now you tell me Billie Joe's jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. mama said to me, child, what's happened to your appetite? I've been cooking all morning and you haven't touched a single bite. That nice young preacher, Brother Taylor, dropped by today. Said he'd be pleased to have dinner on Sunday. Oh, by the way, he said he saw a girl that looked a lot like you up on Choctaw Ridge, and she and Billie Joe was throwing something off the Tallahatchie Bridge. A year has come and gone since we heard the news about Billie Joe. Brother married Becky Thompson, they bought a store in Tupelo. There was a virus going round, Papa caught it and he died last spring. And now Mama doesn't seem to want to do much of anything. And me, I spend a lot of time picking flowers up on Choctaw Ridge and drop them into the muddy water off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
Wow, what a story. Ode to Billie Joe. I know that they made a book out of it and a movie in 1976 that Robbie Benson starred in. So that's how big this song was, because there probably wasn't a lot of songs back in 67 about this subject. Not that there's a lot of songs about it now, but on the subject of suicide. And she just tells this wonderful story that draws you in. The mixing on this, the production wasn't great, man. There were a couple of times early on in the song where you could tell maybe she got a little closer to the mic when she was singing into it, and you could hear that, the fade in and the getting louder, but you know, it wasn't that bad. And the strings on there were a nice little breakup of just that acoustic and her voice. I like that part of it. But basically, it was the 3rd of June, another sleepy, dusty Delta day. So just a normal day where they went to dinner, they stopped and walked back to the house to eat, and Mama hollered out the back door, y'all remember to wipe your feet. And then she said, I got some news this morning. So this morning, even though we're eating dinner now, from Choctaw Ridge, today Billie Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. And when I was researching this, I saw that they actually had a ton of people come to the Tallahatchie Bridge. This is a real place. And attempt to jump off of it. So much so that they had to make it a $100 fine and an arrest. And back then, that was a lot of money. Papa said to Mom as he passed around the black eyed peas. So we get this dinner, you know, we're just going to have this dinner discussion. We're passing around stuff. He said, well, Billie Joe never had a lick of sense. Pass the biscuits, please. There's 5 more acres in the lower 40. I got to plow. And Mama said it was a shame about Billie Joe anyhow. Seems like nothing ever comes to no good up on Choctaw Ridge, and now Billie Joe McAllister's jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. So just showing you that the dad's like, whatever, he's an idiot for doing that. Give me my dad. I got to get to my stuff, right? We're so singularly focused in life on us and don't really stop and think of others most of the time. And then her brother recollected when he and Tom and Billie Joe put a frog down my back, the girl who's singing this, narrating it. And wasn't I talking to him after church last Sunday night? And then I'll have another piece of apple pie, it don't seem right. I saw him at the sawmill yesterday on Choctaw Ridge. And now you tell me Billie Joe's jumped off that Tallahatchie Bridge. Then Mom asked her, what happened to your appetite? I've been cooking all morning, you haven't touched a single bite. Then she said, the nice young preacher, Brother Taylor, dropped by today. Be pleased to have dinner on Sunday. Oh, by the way, he said he saw a girl that looked a lot like you up on Choctaw Ridge, and she and Billie Joe was throwing something off the Tallahatchie Bridge. So she's kind of, obviously this girl had something going with Billie Joe, and so that's why she won't eat, and that's why she can't believe this. And now Mom's kind of letting her know, hey, kind of know that you were seen with him. And then the very last verse, it kind of tells us a year has come and gone. So we're a year later, and her brother married Becky Thompson. They bought a store. There was a virus going around. Papa caught it, and he died last spring. And now Mama doesn't seem to want to do much of anything. And me, I spend a lot of time picking flowers up on Choctaw Ridge and drop them into the muddy water off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Was that what her and Billie Joe were doing? I don't know. And just what a fantastically written song. I can see why this was such a big hit and really put her on the map. Really appreciate you bringing this to us, Beck. I always appreciate all that you bring. You can bring me bandmate over here and Bobbie Gentry over here. You have such vast taste, which is so tremendous, especially for someone of your young age. But Once again, guys, thanks for joining me. And until next time, I will see you.